Board meeting, thank you. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All righty, here we go. Let's see. I know what you're here for. Burlington High graduation party. Mr. Sagarino, would you like to? Come on up. We all know who you are, but state your name for TV and all that.
Hi there, I'm Karen Waisner. I am one of the chair people for the Burlington High School all-night graduation party for many years. And we are here, I am here alone tonight to ask the town to support our event with 2 detailed police officers, which they typically do, from 10 PM to 5 AM on June 1st. It's a Sunday night, and it's an opportunity for all the graduates to stay together as a class and celebrate their accomplishment in a safe manner at the high school.
Okay. Any questions from the board? We've done this every year. Sarah, would you like any
I
questions?
do have a question, actually,
Okay.
and it has to do with the fact that we do this every year. Is there any way that we can, give her the night off next year and not have to have you come in? Or is this a way for you to get the word out about it? And
No, it's, every year somebody brings that up if we can, and it sounds like that's not an option
Okay.
from a rules and regulations perspective on the
Okay.
town's end. But,
A future board may choose not to spend the money that way, so it comes out of a select board budget, so we're asking
Okay.
for authorization in that way. But
Got
it's
it.
been done for many years.
Okay, just curious. I fully support this.
thank you.
Any other questions from the board? No? Well, before we take a vote, you guys do a great job every year.
Thank
Every year, the
you.
kids love it. They talk
They
about it
do. We
for
have
us.
like 95%, I think, participation average, so it's great.
Good.
And it's a great option, too, for safety, night of graduation, and just gives the parents kind of like the night off themselves, and just to have a worry-free place for the kids to go. It's a great event. I've volunteered a couple times over the last few years, and we love that you do it, so thank you for your efforts every year.
Thank you.
All right. At this point, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the detailed officers for the all-night graduation party for this year.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 500.
Thank
Fun.
you.
See you next year.
Yes,
Thanks,
my
Karen.
last year, my 6 kids.
Oh, there you go.
graduating,
You're
so
all set.
I'll be graduating myself.
Thanks, Karen.
Next, approvals, new Class 2 licenses. The first one on the agenda is Frank Auto Sales. This is the gentleman here.
Frank Auto Sales, anybody here? Yes.
If you could just state your name and sign the paper for us, for everybody here. Thank you.
Thanks, Lou.
Oh, so I gotta pick one. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Okay, good.
Hi everybody. My name is Frankie Popot. So I'm come here because I want to open my dealership.
Okay. Is all the paperwork, everything's in order? Right?
Yes.
Okay. We'll start with the board. Jim?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to ask you a question that I ask everybody who applies for a Class 2 license. And the question is, to be in a commercial district like that costs you a lot of money, I assume, to have rent and all that. And you can actually run a Class 2 out of your home and not pay that. So why would you opt to pay all that money when you could do this for nothing at your home?
So is the obligation the state in Burlington give us the opportunity for open
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. You can speak up a little louder.
Is the obligation the city, the Burlington, give us the opportunity open, is the requirement for opening the dealers?
So if I understand you correctly, it's because you want to be in Burlington?
No, it's a, I can't say that. It's obligation the city or Burlington give us for the dealership.
I'm not sure I understand. I was just asking, my question is, why spend money when you don't have to?
Jim, that building is leased out for short-term office space. So I sent that link out to the board. So I'm sure it's not quite the same as renting
Okay.
a full-time office. So
All right.
it's a
Well-
reasonable cost for an office at District Ave.
Yeah,
1,500, a very reasonable cost.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thank you, Mr. Sagarino, for the
Yep.
Thank you.
clarification. I just ask every applicant the same question because I was going to open a business and I had the option of opening it at my house without spending money on rent, I would do that, but that's my question. All right, I'm all set, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Nick?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't have any questions per se. The board's known, as we review these Class 2 licenses, my general hesitancy around them. You know, now we're seeing 4 kind of hit all at once. I'm not sure what to make of that, but at this point, I'm not going to support any of these. I think until we have a further discussion around Class 2 licenses in Burlington, I'm not sure that I want to continue supporting this type of license. You know, it seems like now we're gaining momentum, and I'm curious as to why. So for now, it's going to be a no from me, but that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Mike?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple questions about your business. Do you do test drives with your business? Do you do test drives of the cars at all?
No, but I have a for the towing or the carry, they do the business from the auction to auction.
Oh, just auction to auction?
Yes.
So it's just an auction and the person who buys the car never gets to drive it?
No,
Okay. And how many auctions involved over a year would you be involved in, just on a ballpark? Just curious.
I'm sorry.
How many auctions over the year would you be involved in over the year?
3.
3 a year?
Yes.
Okay. All right, no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Sarah?
Thank you, I have no questions. Everything looked fine in terms of paperwork, so.
Okay. I have nothing, so on this, I'd take a motion. Anybody want to make a motion on this?
I'll make a motion to approve the new Class 2 license for Franck Auto Sales at 1500 District Avenue.
All those in favor?
Second? Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Abstain? 410. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, good luck.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, the next one up is Haverview Motors LLC. Is that here?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
God.
Okay, thank you. Just state your name and tell us what you're...
Hi, my name is Altus Judy. I'm from Jevo Motors LLC.
Okay.
Yes, I come here to for my license, dealer license.
Okay. And you're looking for the license for auto, right?
Yes.
Okay. We'll start with Jim again.
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked the previous applicant. Why are you spending money for a commercial address when you could run a Class 2 license from your house for no cost at all?
Yes, I spend this money is because I have to have the license dealer to buy in the auction. Yes, to buy used car to from the auction.
No, I understand that, but my question is, why pay short-term lease, whatever it may be, money out of your pocket when you can run a Class 2 license out of your home for nothing?
Yes, because the Massachusetts laws asking we have to have an address to have a license dealer. So we can't apply for the license dealer without an address.
All right, well, just for the record, I know we have Class 2 dealerships licensed at residential houses, so I'm not sure if it's so much a state law, but I know they exist in residential houses.
I can use my mind.
Yeah, thank you. Nick?
No, thank you.
Okay. Sarah?
I'm good, thanks.
Mike?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Same question. How many auctions do you think your company will be involved in, either monthly or annually?
How many auctions?
How many auctions do you think you'll be involved in over the year?
Like two auctions.
2 auctions a year?
Yeah, like two. Or
2 a month or a year?
no, and yeah. Or how many auctions?
Over the whole year, you think? Just a ballpark.
Or for the cars or auctions? Or how many
Cars, number of
like for I can buy like 40,
40 over the year?
40, yeah, 40
Okay.
to 70.
Oh,
to
40,
7 or
okay.
70, yes.
Okay,
Like
that's all. Thank you.
for a year.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm good.
Thank you. All the paperwork there?
Yep.
Yep, all set. Okay. Well, at this time, we'll take a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve a Class 2 license for Yahoo Motors LLC.
Motion made and second. All's in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Abstained? 4-1-0. Thank you, sir. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, next we have Best Friends Auto Sales. He's online, okay? Lou?
Mr. Chairman, you might want to just let them unmute themselves.
Say again,
You might want to just let them know they have to unmute themselves, then send them.
could you unmute yourself? If you are muted?
Yes.
Best Friend Auto.
You have to unmute yourself.
He's appearing, but he's not the one we want yet. He's the last one. We want this one. Oh, we can skip to this bottom
I
guy.
can try direct message, I can try chatting with the best friend if you want to move on to the next one.
All right.
Okay.
Let me see if I can,
Well, good luck with this one.
yeah,
Who's that?
that's the last one we have listed.
Anybody want to help me? Hello?
Inversions Alexis.
This is Rich.
Hello? That name matches Best Friend Auto, not Version Lexus.
No, we skipped the rest of the best friend and went down.
I understand that.
Marvin is with Best Friend.
With Best Friend, not with.
Inversion.
So that he's got himself in twice, which is why he's echoing that.
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Marvin, can you hear us?
Yes.
He's either-
We have to shut one of them off?
Yeah.
You're on twice, so you have to delete one of them and stay on one.
We shut his speaker off when he's not talking. That's what the backups are.
Are you there?
Well,
Back on mute.
Oh, there he is. He's got one. Okay.
Are you there, sir?
Yes, I am, hello?
Okay. So if you could just explain yourself, what you're looking for?
Yes, my name is Marvin with Best Friend Auto Sales.
Okay. We'll start with Sarah.
I have no questions.
Mike?
Same question. How many automobile auctions will your company be involved in, just as an estimate over the year? Just as an approximation, how many cars?
Like 30s.
30 over the year? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, that's all I had.
Okay. Nick?
No, thank you.
Okay. Jim?
Mr. Chairman, sir, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked the previous two applicants. Why opt to pay rent when you can run a Class 2 out of your house for zero cost?
Is the law in the Boston?
I didn't catch that.
I didn't either.
And it's the law in Boston, so he must be in Massachusetts. So apparently, we need to do a little more research on that, because that's what they've all said.
Because I know we have Class 2s, so maybe we should.
Auction to auction.
I'm not going to ask that question anymore. If I could, I don't want to go off topic. I think I'm going to agree with Nick that we got to do some research on this and find out what is driving this, if we are correct. If we have them at residential addresses, then maybe those were given improperly or by accident. I don't know, but,
It could be that some communities don't allow them in residential areas.
all right.
But I'm not sure we have any of the Class 2s in residential in Burlington.
I thought
We might have one, it could be
Yeah.
Jack, but
Yeah.
other than that, so
All right, I'm not going to.
we definitely don't have a lot.
I'm not going to believe the point, so I'll just pass on that. No questions.
Okay. Okay. So at that point, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve Best Friends Auto Sales for 1500 District Ave.
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Auction to auction sales only.
Hold on. It's 401. You were approved. 410, I'm sorry.
Good luck, thank you.
You were approved. You're all set.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right. That was the other one here, the last one? Or was that the same guy?
I just put this other one up.
This
because I
Jean
think
Remy?
it's the
John
last
Remy,
one.
I believe is the last one.
What's that?
John Remy Lexus is the last one that came into the room. So I assumed that they are Inversion Lexus Auto Sales.
Inversion, are you there? Hello?
Unmute yourself.
Yes.
Okay, just state your name and explain what you're looking for again, please.
My name is Jean Remy Lexus. Yeah, I'm trying to get a car dealership.
Okay. And all the paperwork's in order, I'm assuming, once
Yes.
again, right? Jim, anything?
No question.
Nick?
No, sir.
Michael?
Same question. How many auctions will your company be involved in over the year, just as an estimate?
I don't have the exact estimate, maybe 20.
20? Okay,
I don't know.
okay, thank you, that's all I had. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Sarah?
No questions, thank
No
you.
questions. Seeing there be no questions, I'll take a motion at this point.
Chair will make a motion to approve Inversion Lexus Auto Sales for a Class 2 license.
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Abstained? 410. Thank you, sir. Good luck.
Thank you, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too.
Okay. Update, general bylaw. Right? Yep. General bylaw. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Sir, go right ahead. Or-
Thank you.
All right, good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board. My name is Larry Cohen. I'm the Chair of the Conservation Commission in this town. With me tonight is Eileen Coleman, and she is our Conservation Administrator. So what I'm here to talk to you about is that we are making some changes to our existing stormwater bylaw. The purpose of this article is to update it. The first update is we're renaming it. We're calling it the Stormwater Bylaw. It was formerly called the Erosion and Sedimentation Control Bylaw from when it originated back in 2005. So it's more to the purpose of what this is. In direct terms, we are splitting the current bylaw into two pieces. There is the shorter bylaw, is what we're proposing, and detailed regulations. Right now, everything is in the bylaw. Okay? If approved by town meeting, the Conservation Commission will then promulgate regulations under the revised bylaw. The proposed revision to our stormwater bylaw retains the purpose in the bylaw, the definitions, the authority in the bylaw as it is today. The thresholds which determine when the bylaw is applied and when you must obtain a permit will also remain in the bylaw. These thresholds for a proposed development, redevelopment, or renovation include increases in impervious surface, total land disturbance, and adding substantial fill, which is exactly how it is today in the bylaw. The detailed objectives, detailed procedures, application materials required to apply for either a standard permit or an abbreviated permit, stormwater permit, will be in the regulations. These regulations will include references to state and federal requirements, references to performance standards, and a process for approving or waiving all or portion of these requirements if needed. The details in the regulations include such things as which rainfall data to use, scale of the drawings, the size of the drawings, the number of copies of the plan, all the detailed stuff that is currently in our bylaw. And the regulations will provide the details of the stormwater management plan, erosion and sedimentation control plan, and the required operation and maintenance plan. Since the bylaw would remain in place, any proposed changes to the purpose, authority, or applicability of this bylaw would still have to be approved by town meeting. The draft regulations would go through a conservation hearing process as they do today, if we had them, in advance of any hearings by the Conservation Commission on changing anything in the regulations. We have committed to having a formal subcommittee containing members of the Conservation Commission and up to 3 members of the public, with 2 of them representing the development community, as detailed in the regulations that are proposed. This subcommittee would then vote on whether the changes are recommended to the commission. The commission would not take any action until this subcommittee gave us a recommendation. This reformatting and streamlining facilitates the administration and implementation in a timely manner of the bylaw and our regulations. The proposed structure of the bylaw with regulations brings Burlington in line with how most other towns in the Commonwealth do it. It provides a much more efficient approach to make changes to the application process, to the detailed submittal requirements, and to the detailed technical requirements for a permit if it is needed.
Thank you. Want to add anything while you're sitting there?
No, I'm mostly here as the backup. I'm just, in case there's anything tricky.
All right.
She means if I screw up, in
case things get out of hand.
What they say, behind every man.
Yeah, exactly.
Behind every man is a great woman. They say it all the time.
Absolutely.
Sarah?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you guys for coming in. I know you've been in front of us before with this same issue, correct?
Yes.
Was there any changes from in that, and I think at that point you were going to go in front of town meeting and kind of pull back. Have there been any changes or amendments to what you had originally proposed or had in front of us the last time?
Do you want to answer that?
Well, I can't remember exactly where we were in the process at that point, but what we have done since then is we established that committee that Larry was talking about, so that it became like a formalized committee, which is described in the regulations, and we worked with two representatives of the development community in town to make sure any changes we were proposing were acceptable. We also we also firmed up the language, should I say, about trees, because that was, I think, part of the bone of contention. So what is now written in, I think it's both, you correct me now, Larry, both the bylaw and the regulations, is that we are requiring, as was always intended, that some trees just in the rear setback be maintained.
Which is as it is today. Actually, the subcommittee that we're forming, that we put in written language, really just formalizes what we have always done with regulations. For example, with wetlands bylaw regulations, when we were proposing changes, we would reach out to a variety of stakeholders in the commercial community as well, and said, hey, we're making changes, and we always did that. But now it's a bit more formal process.
Okay, thank you. And then, in terms of the process to making changes to the regulations, you said there's a public hearing that needs to be open before any changes can be made?
Yes.
And that's posted to the public so people are aware?
Yes.
And there's sort of a time frame involved in that, and I don't know the exact details, but there's enough time so that the public can be notified in order to speak up?
Yeah, there's a requirement for publishing what's on our agenda in advance. Public hearings have to be posted in advance. And generally speaking, we do not close public hearings on the same day they're opened. So it leaves time for comment, so people to get the word out and so forth.
Okay. And I think I saw that you guys were in front of planning board recently about this, were you? Or was that something else?
No, the zoning,
That was, well,
bylaw review committee.
last week I was in front of the planning board, but that was about something else.
Okay.
Yeah, we have,
We have a lot on at
So
the
that's my
moment.
question. Have any
That one was a
other,
floodplain.
have any other, sorry, that was, I thought you were there for this, and then I got confused. Have there been any other boards or committees in towns who have presented this to?
We have been in front of the General Bylaw Review Committee, because this is part of the general bylaw.
Yep.
And they, at this point, were very satisfied with the changes that we were proposing. They had no additional, well, they had a couple of like housekeeping comments, like move this bullet here,
Language,
there, literally.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Okay, great. And I just wanted to say thank you for the cover letter and the table that sort of summarizes.
If you don't mind me just explaining, the table is purely for illustrative purposes only. It's just to show you that we didn't strip anything out of the original bylaw, we just moved it. and
Right.
Added some
It was
bits and
helpful to
pieces.
me, just because,
That's what
just
that
as
was.
somebody who was not super familiar with the bylaw or regulations or how that works, just to see it split up in that way and illustrated. And I think that would be helpful to town meeting. So, that, but other than that, I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No questions, just thank you for all of your hard work on this.
you.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Nick?
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Is the building inspector on the General Bylaw Review Committee? Is he taking a look at this?
No, the building inspector really deals with, sorry for jumping in front of anybody, deals with zoning bylaw.
Right. That's
So
what it is.
he will be involved with the floodplain one, which is maybe what we're conflating
Probably.
here.
Probably.
Possibly.
You guys have a lot going on.
We do work very closely with the building department, though, Conservation and the building department, on all of the new structures that are being built in town. So he's absolutely aware of what our requirements are. We work with him all the time.
Excellent, okay. I had no other questions. I appreciate the level of detail and diligence that went into this. I like how we're using the bylaws the way they're supposed to be used, and not just shoving everything inside of them, but allowing for flexibility so that if things don't work out or things change, we have some latitude to make adjustments. So, thank you for that. That's all, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Jim?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Very well organized, very easy to read. Question is this, under the enforcement section, when someone, are we getting compliance if someone commits a violation? In other words, to some people, to me, these amounts seem a little low, and some people might violate just because it's cheaper to pay the fine and move on. But
I hear you. I actually think that we're limited by state law in these amounts, and they are pretty low. I mean, yes. For the most part, though, I'm answering for Larry just because we're the kind of front line who deal with the people who are, mostly people are pretty willing to work with us. If it's something egregious, then we do, bare our teeth more than just threatening with money. But mostly people are pretty good about working with us.
Right.
Also, Jim would also point out that the penalty is for a violation, for example, of a permit condition. It's per day. So it's up to $300 per day per violation, and each permit condition that was violated would be, it could add up, it could compound from day to day, depending on how long it went. It's a very, honestly, it's a very rare occurrence. A lot of times, simply a friendly letter asking for them to do something they haven't done, or whatever the case is, brings the whole project into compliance.
Just a quick follow-up. If it is an egregious situation, do you have the authority to shut them down until they comply?
We do, and luckily, well, I think we do, and luckily that really hasn't happened yet. I know that you have received one or two complaints from neighbors who have not been happy with how things are looking, but...
More than one or two.
But people also have to recognize that a bare construction site under construction is very different from the final product. So sometimes people, are afraid that that's the way it's going to be forever, and there's going to be puddled water, and sometimes it's working with with the neighbors as well to educate.
To give you a context also, in the past 30 years, there have been 2 projects that I can remember that were shut down and fined heavily.
Oh, that's pretty good numbers. All right, thank you. All set, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Jim, you were referring to 6.13.3, right?
Sure, yeah, correct.
Okay, good. That's off my agenda. 6.10, appeals. So there's no other appeal once you say, once you make your decision, there's no other appeal, anybody can't go anyplace else? It's completely your decision, correct? The way I read it?
That is correct.
Okay, all right. But I know most of the boards usually have some place that they can appeal something. And I just didn't know if there was another way around that, or if somebody would try to appeal it, whatever your decision is.
As I said to Mr. Tiggis's question, we're happy to work with people,
Yep.
so it doesn't come to that.
Oh, I know, you've been great so far. I mean, thank you for bringing me all that information. It was a great weekend. I got to read all that stuff. And then again, this weekend, I got to read more. So it was good. But no, I want to commend you for the job you've done on this. I think I think now that it's rewritten, I think it came out fantastic. So at this point here, I'm going to ask, this is only for, this is an update, right?
Yeah.
This is just an update, so, okay.
So the board will have an opportunity to
Yeah.
vote whether or not you're in
Yeah.
favor of this for town meeting at a future meeting.
Okay,
This is going to town meeting in May.
okay, great. Thank you so much. Larry, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, we have the approval. Public Arts Committee.
Chairman, you want to move on to citizens' time? Are they getting ready?
Hey, Barbara, you're going to be a little bit?
I think I'm in. So now I have to just share my screen, is that right? Okay, so hello, sorry for that delay. I'm here to talk to you about the different options that we'd like to present to you tonight and hopefully have you vote on for where the sculptures will be relocated. So I'm just going to share my screen. All right. It's not sharing, is it? I'm looking for it. Share. Looking at, oh, right there. I should share. Did share, and then you do.
Sorry I'm late.
We're just on time.
That worked out for.
Perfect timing.
Okay.
Now we'll show them.
Stop? Yes, it is. Sure. This is it. Yeah, it does say I'm sharing, but it's not showing up. Great. All right, maybe we should let them do that and I'll email it to you.
Okay.
Sorry about that. We'll let you move on to something else and I'm going to email this to John.
All right, so let's move on to citizens' time. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak on citizens' time? No. Anybody online for citizens' time?
I don't see anyone, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, now the budget's too big to go over. Government review. That's going to take a while.
Take a few 5-minute recess or something if you like.
At this point, the board would like to take a 5-minute recess. Everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay,
5-minute recess?
5-minute recess. Let's go play kickball.